With so many injuries this year at the quarterback position, we got Nick Foles, Big Ben, Drew Brees. It seems like the well is drying up on reliable starting quarterbacks, but that's not true. And I bring to you Week 3's Stardom and Sid'ems quarterback edition. But before that, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, give me a thumbs up if you enjoy the content and subscribe. Come on, bro. It's much appreciated, much obliged. But without further ado, let's start with the Thursday night game, Tennessee versus Jacksonville. You ain't starting nobody. I mean, nobody. I mean, Gardner Minshew, he's been pretty impressive coming in as a late-round rookie. But he's only good enough to maybe win the game for the Jaguars. He ain't going to win you any games in fantasy football. And let's be honest about Marcus Mariota. He's kind of a meh play. And in our next set of games, we got the Falcons versus the Colts. And I say both quarterbacks are a stardom. Matt Ryan, he's been putting up the usual numbers just with a few more picks. So, yeah, I expect him not to be throwing 3 this week. And Jacoby Brissett, I think he is a low-end start this week. That Falcon secondary, a little underrated after what they did to Carson Wentz, but that could be attributed to his receivers going down. And now we have the Chiefs versus the Ravens. These are probably the two of the hottest quarterback starts this week, just in fantasy football in general. Lamar Jackson has a huge rushing upside, and you already know what Pat Mahomes is. He is the best fantasy quarterback on the planet. And next, we got Arizona versus Carolina. Man, get off me. Headphones trying to attack me. But I have Kyler Murray as a start. He's played very decent. He's kind of a mid-level start. But as far as Carolina, I don't care if it's Cam Newton. I don't care if it's Will Grier. I don't care if it's who's the other guy, Kyle Allen or something like that. You ain't starting a Carolina quarterback this week. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him, especially after how Cam has played this whole year, essentially. And we got the Monday night game, Chicago versus the Ravens. The Redskins. Edit that. Edit it. Probably won't. I'm too lazy. But Case Keenum, he's played very well. This Washington Redskins team has been very good. I don't think he will be this week. This is a very tough matchup against a very tough defense. However, I do have Mitch Trubisky as a start. And, I mean, I know it was Dak. I know it was Carson Wentz. They're much better quarterbacks than Mitch. But I think that this is purely a play because of the matchup. If you have a better option, then do it. Far be it from me to tell you otherwise. Go play your better option. But I think he's not a bad start this week. Then we got the Bengals versus the Bills. Josh Allen has been fire. He has been money. He has been Gucci. He has been that cheddar, that guapo, that what other words you have for De Niro? Pound. That's a currency. But he has been good. He's been a quarterback one. He brings a little bit of rushing upside, and he's a great start. Andy Dalton, though, man, I know he's put up a lot of yards. He's had a lot of attempts, but this is a very tough Buffalo defense. He will have to pass to stay in this game. I just don't see it. It's hard for me to trust Andy Dalton. I think there's better options out there. And we have the Broncos versus the Packers. Don't you dare start Joe Flacco. I want you to act like Joe Flacco is not even in the league anymore. Because he's almost not. Aaron Rodgers, you drafted him so early. He's a start. He's a start. He's a start because you took him too early. Good for you. And we have the Eagles versus Detroit. I have both quarterbacks being a start in this one. I think Carson Wentz plans to rebound against a Detroit secondary that's been kind of so-so. A little bit of mixed reviews in those first 2 games. And Matthew Stafford, they're going to have to throw to stay in this game. And that Eagles secondary, I mean, they've been beat by, granted, Matt Ryan, but Case Keenum. So if you don't have a better start this week, Matthew Stafford, I think he is a fine streamer option this week. And we have the Chargers versus the Texans, and you just throw Deshaun Watson in the same category as Aaron Rodgers. You drafted him so early, you have to start him. Unless you have a quarterback on the bench, you want to start. But honestly, why? You probably spent a 5th, a 6th round pick on him. Go ahead and start him. Get your value in that pick. Phillip Rivers, I think, is a start. He's going to rebound against a Texan secondary that's been kind of so-so. They were torched by Drew Brees the beginning in that first game, and then they were kind of good, but it was Gardner Minshew. It's like, oh, Texan defense, good job, good, yay. You were kind of good against a rookie quarterback, a late round rookie quarterback. Ugh, man, getting hot in here. Sunday night game, I got Jared Goff and the Rams going to Cleveland to face Baker Mayfield. I think both players are a start. I like Jared Goff in this matchup, and Baker Mayfield, he has to come through some week. He's gonna have to throw the ball if they're gonna stay in this matchup, if they're gonna stay in this game. So I think he is a start. And I mean, you probably drafted him too early. I'm just going at people that drafted quarterback in the first 6 rounds. My apologies. I get it. I get it. So we got the Dolphins versus the Cowboys. Fins up, baby. Don't you dare start a Dolphins player. Don't you dare. But Dak, I think he's going to be a great start. He has been on fire, and that should continue against a defense that lays down for anybody and everyone. Now we have the Patriots versus the Jets. I don't think Sam Darnold's supposed to be back for this game. He apparently he returned to practice. I don't know if he was involved in practice. I got Luke Falk here. Even if Sam Darnold was able to play, don't play him. It's a bad play. His defense has been really good the first 2 games. Tom Brady, knock your socks off. That's a good start. And we have the Buccaneers versus the Giants, and Daniel Jones supposed to be making his debut this week, so don't start him. He doesn't have, like, it's not, this isn't a knock on Daniel Jones. Even though I think he was drafted too high, it's not a knock on him. He just doesn't have the weapons. Eli Manning, I don't know, why is he on a roster? And I'm not even talking about fantasy. Why is he on an NFL roster? Used to love you, Eli. This is a good matchup, though, for Jameis Winston. I know Jameis Winston hasn't been very faithful to a lot of us at the beginning of the year, but again, this is a positive matchup if you don't have better options. Let's go to Minnesota, where Oakland is going to try to get a win, and Derek Carr, I think, is a start this week. That Minnesota secondary, while they have some good players in there, they're not as good as you think, and I expect Derek Carr to rebound in this game. Kirk Cousins, though, they've been relying heavy on the run game, but when they needed Kirk Cousins to step up, he didn't. I know he plays good against sub 500 teams. I'm just not confident in Cousins to do that. And let's talk about the Steelers versus the 49ers. Mason Rudolph, basically, he has the weapons. He's unlike Daniel Jones, but he's a rookie. I'd rather if you pick him up, you pick him up and you wait and see. Don't just start him against the 49ers secondary that's been actually really, really good this year. And then Jimmy G, go ahead, give him a start. I don't care that the Steelers picked up Minkah Fitzpatrick. I don't care. It's still a bad secondary. All right. In our next game, we got the Steelers, or not Steelers, the Saints. The Saints, sorry. 2 quarterbacks are both banged up. How can I get them confused? Saints versus the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, he's a start. He's been playing very well, and he might not get a lot of opportunity. He may not throw the ball a ton, but he does a lot with what he is asked to do. As for the Saints, Teddy Bridgewater's a sit. He kind of looked like Derek Carr, and I know I have Derek Carr as a start this week, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. You can't make me do it. I won't do it. That's it for the video. Hopefully I was able to help you out, and if not, then crap, my bad. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.